The squared circle just witnessed something that nobody saw coming, and the wrestling world is absolutely losing its mind right now because Roman Reigns has made his presence felt on Monday Night Raw in the most explosive way possible. The tribal chief stormed into enemy territory and did the unthinkable by stepping up to CM Punk and laying down a challenge that has every single wrestling fan on the edge of their seat. We are talking about a potential showdown for the World Heavyweight Championship between two of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling history, and this is not a drill, folks. Before we dive deeper into this insanity, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss a single update on what happens next in this brewing storm. The arena was packed to the rafters and the energy was electric as Monday Night Raw kicked off with the usual fanfare, but nobody in that building or watching at home was prepared for what was about to go down. CM Punk had been riding high as the World Heavyweight Champion, cutting promos and defending his title with the kind of ruthless aggression that reminded everyone why he is called the best in the world. The championship has been firmly wrapped around his waist and he has been making it clear week after week that nobody on the Raw roster has what it takes to pry that gold away from him. His confidence was sky high and he had every reason to believe that his reign was untouchable because he had already plowed through every challenger that management had thrown his way. Then the music hit and the entire building erupted in a way that shook the foundation of the arena. Roman Reigns stepped through the curtain with that unmistakable presence that only he possesses, and the crowd went absolutely berserk. The tribal chief had been conspicuously absent from Raw programming for months, focusing his dominance on SmackDown, where he had been cementing his legacy as one of the greatest champions of all time. His return to Raw was not announced and there were no hints or teases on social media, which made the moment even more shocking and impactful. This was a calculated move by someone who understands the power of surprise and knows exactly how to command attention when it matters most. Roman made his way down to the ring with purpose in every step, and the look on his face told everyone watching that he was not there for pleasantries or nostalgia. This was business, and the business at hand was that World Heavyweight Championship draped over CM Punk's shoulder. When he stepped between the ropes and stood face to face with Punk, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. These are two men who have been at the top of this industry for years, and neither one is willing to back down from anyone or anything. The stare down alone was worth the price of admission, and social media immediately exploded with reactions from fans and fellow wrestlers who could not believe what they were witnessing. CM Punk, being the microphone master that he is, tried to take control of the situation by cutting a promo that was dripping with sarcasm and disrespect. He questioned what Roman was doing on Raw and suggested that maybe the tribal chief had gotten lost on his way to SmackDown. Punk reminded everyone that he had earned his championship through blood, sweat and tears, while Roman had been handed opportunities his entire career because of his family name and connections. It was the kind of verbal assault that Punk is famous for, and it was designed to get under Roman's skin and throw him off his game. But Roman Reigns is not someone who gets rattled easily, and he stood there absorbing every word with a cold, calculating expression that sent shivers down everyone's spine. When Roman finally grabbed a microphone, the entire arena fell silent because everyone wanted to hear what the tribal chief had to say. He kept it simple and direct, which somehow made it even more powerful and intimidating. Roman told Punk that he had been watching Raw from a distance and he had seen enough to know that the World Heavyweight Championship was being held by someone who did not truly understand what it meant to be a champion. He said that Punk could talk all he wanted about earning respect and fighting for everything he had, but at the end of the day he was just a placeholder keeping the title warm until a real champion came to claim it. The disrespect was calculated and deliberate, and you could see the anger building in Punk's eyes as Roman continued to dismantle his credibility piece by piece. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. Roman Reigns officially challenged CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship and made it clear that this was not a request but a declaration. He told Punk that he could accept the challenge and face him like a man, or he could run and hide like every other coward who had held that title before him. The gauntlet had been thrown down in the most public and humiliating way possible, and CM Punk was now in a position where he had to respond. The crowd was chanting and screaming as the tension reached a fever pitch, and everyone was waiting to see how Punk would handle this unprecedented situation. CM Punk is not the type of person to back down from a fight, no matter how dangerous or intimidating his opponent might be. He stepped closer to Roman until they were nose to nose and accepted the challenge without hesitation. Punk told Roman that he had been waiting for someone worthy to step up and test him, and if the tribal chief thought he was that person, then he was more than welcome to try. The champion made it clear that he had defeated legends and future Hall of Famers, and Roman would just be another name added to that list. The verbal exchange was fire, and both men were delivering promo work that reminded everyone why they are two of the biggest stars in the business today. The general manager came out to restore some order to the chaos and confirmed that the match was officially happening. The announcement sent the crowd into a frenzy, and social media platforms crashed under the weight of fans trying to discuss and debate what they had just witnessed. This is the kind of dream match that people make fantasy booking posts about on forums, and now it was actually going to happen in real life. The implications are massive because if Roman wins, he becomes a dual champion holding titles from both brands, which would make him the most powerful force in WWE. If Punk retains, he solidifies his legacy as someone who can stand toe-to-toe with the absolute best and come out on top when it matters most. The build to this match is going to be insane because both of these men are master storytellers who know how to keep an audience invested. Roman has the backing of the bloodline and all the resources that come with being part of the most dominant faction in WWE history. He has proven time and time again that he will do whatever it takes to win, and his track record speaks for itself. Punk, on the other hand, is a lone wolf who has always thrived as an underdog fighting against the system and the establishment. He has beaten the odds countless times throughout his career, and he genuinely believes that nobody can take this championship away from him as long as he is breathing. The wrestling community is divided right down the middle on who will walk away with the gold. Roman Reigns supporters are pointing to his incredible track record and the fact that he has been booked as an unstoppable force for years now. They argue that his size, strength and experience give him a massive advantage over Punk, who has had injury concerns and ring rust at various points in his career. On the flip side, CM Punk fans are quick to remind everyone that their man has defeated giants and overcome impossible odds throughout his entire career. They believe that Punk's technical skill and mental toughness will be enough to counter anything Roman throws at him, and that the tribal chief is walking into a trap by challenging someone as dangerous as the best in the world. The match has not been given an official date yet, but rumors are swirling that it could main event the next major premium live event, which would give both men plenty of time to build the story and create maximum hype. Every week leading up to the match is going to be must-see television, because you know that both Roman and Punk are going to be delivering promos and segments that will have everyone talking. The mind games have already begun, and neither man is going to give an inch as they try to gain a psychological advantage before they ever step into the ring together. One of the most intriguing aspects of this entire situation is how it affects the larger landscape of WWE programming. Roman showing up on Raw blurs the brand lines in a way that we have not seen in quite some time, and it opens the door for other superstars to potentially make similar moves. If the tribal chief can just walk onto Raw and challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, what is stopping other top stars from doing the same thing? This could be the beginning of a new era where the brand split becomes more fluid and talent can move between shows more freely, which would create fresh matchups and storylines that fans have been begging for. The backstage reactions have been pouring in from current and former wrestlers who are all giving their takes on this explosive development. Some are predicting that Roman will continue his dominance and add another championship to his already impressive collection. Others believe that CM Punk is going to prove once again why he is one of the best to ever step foot in a wrestling ring, and that he will send Roman back to SmackDown empty-handed and embarrassed. The debate is raging across every platform, and it is exactly the kind of buzz that WWE wants surrounding such a major match. Both men have so much on the line with this encounter that the pressure is going to be immense. For Roman Reigns, this is a chance to cement his legacy as the greatest champion of this generation and prove that he can conquer any brand and any opponent that stands in his way. A victory would put him in rarefied air and make him virtually untouchable in the eyes of fans and critics alike. For CM Punk, this is about defending his honor and showing that he is not just some nostalgia act or part-timer who lucked into a championship run. He needs this win to validate everything he has said about being the best and to prove that he belongs at the top of the mountain in modern WWE. The in-ring action is going to be absolutely brutal, because neither of these men knows how to have a bad match when the stakes are this high. Roman brings a physical style that is built on power moves and wearing down his opponents until they have nothing left to give. His Superman punch and spear have ended countless matches and title reigns, and he will be looking to use those weapons to devastating effect. CM Punk counters with technical prowess and submission skills that can end a match in the blink of an eye. His GTS has knocked out some of the toughest competitors in the business, and his ability to adapt and counter in the ring makes him incredibly dangerous no matter what kind of match he is in. The storytelling possibilities are endless, and you can bet that WWE Creative is working overtime to craft the perfect narrative for this feud. There will be alliances tested and betrayals potentially happening as other superstars try to position themselves to benefit from whatever outcome occurs. The bloodline might get involved to help Roman secure the victory, or CM Punk could find unexpected allies who want to see the tribal chief knock down a peg or two. Every twist and turn is going to keep fans guessing, and that unpredictability is what makes professional wrestling so compelling when it is done right. This is the kind of moment that reminds everyone why they fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. The surprise returns, the heated confrontations, the high-stakes championship matches, and the larger-than-life personalities all colliding in a perfect storm of entertainment. Roman Reigns vs. CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship is not just a match, it is a cultural event that will be talked about for years to come, regardless of who wins. The journey to that match is going to be filled with incredible television and unforgettable moments that will keep everyone glued to their screens week after week. Do not forget to subscribe to stay updated on every single development in this incredible story, because things are about to get even crazier as we get closer to the actual match. The wrestling world is buzzing, and you absolutely do not want to miss what happens next in this epic collision between two of the greatest to ever do it.